Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And we are continuing to lay out the area between my main building and BDub's, getting some more roads and parking lots laid in. You might notice a little bit of snow shimmering around the edge of the render distance. What's up with that? We got an experimental alpha copy of the Voxy mod from Cortex. The theoretical chunk render distance on this is 2,000 chunks away. It is absolutely wild. There's still a few graphical glitches with snow and ice, which is noticeable in my area because we have a ton of snow and ice there. But, like, look at this. You can see the shopping district and the gaming district, all these districts, all the way from out here. I am just so excited to be back on the server, reconnecting with my pals digitally. We're preparing for the grand opening of Hermit Holmdel. As I was thinking about how all that's going to go, I've been marking out where the outbuildings go on here and realizing that maybe the one that this portal is inside of should be our welcome center. You get a great view of Hermit Holmdel as you're coming in that way from the portal in the welcome center, but also that's going to be the first, not the first major building, but it's going to be the biggest of the buildings that you encounter when you come around the corner here. So if some of these other outbuildings are doing other stuff, that's its own thing. There are some 1.21.5 features that I am stumbling onto as I lay this out. Last episode, I showed that I had this rough road here. I know it's like light green on white. It's hard to see this. We need to roll through and break a bunch of this ice and do some terraforming. But in order to do that, we need beacons. And one thing I discovered as I was beginning to put in beacons over here is apparently 1.121.5 update is that iron sounds different now. We need to dismantle this beacon over here, so I'll use this as an opportunity to show you how it sounds. Listen to that. Very ferrous. Okay, here's another thing that I noticed as I came over to this cactus beacon that we need to dismantle. Apparently there are little flowers on top of those now. I'm a little worried about the flowers flying into the cacti and being destroyed, but they didn't. Can you plant these anywhere? That's a carrot. Ooh. Can I punch that and get it back? Ooh. That's an interesting rustle sound. Very cool. Is there any other different sounds? Sand and cacti still seem the same. Ooh, when the flowers break, though, it sounds different. Ooh, ooh, interesting. I recovered a flower. Yeah. So you can break the cactus and you get the flower, too. You don't have to use shears. Very cool. Okay, well, here's what I'm thinking, is I need to move this beacon so we can do some terraforming and get all of the little outbuildings over here that are going to provide additional detail as folks arrive from BDub's area in. The largest outbuilding is the main service building, which is going to be in this big rectangle I'm just flying over now. We're going to rip all of this out during one of my Frankenstein reading streams. And then I'm imagining what we would want to do is build some sort of Hermit Holmdel Welcome Center that has like an explanation of the entire area and how people can claim land. You know, having a land claim office would be helpful because we don't have that right now. But I don't have any part of that building planned out yet, except for just the four corners are marked with different little posts. Yay, posts. Okay, well, I'd better keep working, and hopefully I'll find a few other 1.21.5 delights as we go. Time skip! I have got the Voxy mod turned up to 1,000 chunk render distance here, and I'm not even sure if I have 1,000 chunks cached. I've been flying all over the server. There's Hermit Holmdel over there. There's Tango's base. There's Jev's sugarcane farm, Death Scar. The bridge from the charity event runs out to the sea there. And then as we sweep around, look, you can see all around the ocean. Random farms. there is just so much going on the server, and we're seeing a good deal of it. This entire desert mesa mess, all visible. Broken portal. Scar, you gotta fix your portals, man. This is really fun to play with. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, if I managed to land on that one piece of gravel there, I'd be a little bit disappointed. But yeah, let's get some elevation and see if we can really appreciate the server from above here. But yeah, Joel's City, the shopping district, everything, everywhere, at once, here on the HermitCraft server. No longer will people have to wonder where Beef's card thing is in relation to everything else, because we can just kind of pan across here. There's Asuma's pixel art. There's Hermit Holmdel. There's Skiz's pyramid. And Gemini Tay's little cove. It's all coming together here on HermitCraft Season 10, which I can see over there. Also, this is fun. If I turn the FOV down, I can zoom in even more. HermitCraft Season 10. Maximum zoom. Wait, is Tango's blimp a snail now? How did I miss that? Okay. Let's, to avoid flying into Tango's stuff, let's switch the FOV back to normal. I do want to update some of the chunks over here, too, because I know Cub has been working on all sorts of stuff in this area. Ooh, a lot of terraforming going on. That's fun to see.
Where did the Bob Cub Ross costume come from? That came out of nowhere, and it was delightful.
So that was
I still need to watch Permanent Master. I didn't see any of it. Just clips.
That was courtesy of the Joe Hills experience.
Really? Joe Hills experience? Joe, you had a on-hand Bob Ross costume?
Yeah, I actually bought it the same day I bought the pumpkin suit. Because I was trying to find a pumpkin suit everywhere, and I couldn't find one, so I was like, fine, I'll just be Bob Ross. Fine. And then I get home, and I'm like, okay, I went to basically every Halloween store, and I got everything except for the one thing I wanted. And then somebody was like, well, what about this? And I was like, ugh. So I'm like, fine, there's one store I haven't checked yet. I'll run over there, and I'll get your stupid thing. And I get there, and right at the entrance is a pumpkin suit. And I'm like, yes! I'm like, I'm not going back to return the Bob Ross costume at this point, because I've been driving all over town, and I'm done. I'll save that for another time. But yeah. So, yeah, I had basically, since we were flying with luggage, which I almost never do, but since Lauren was there, I was like, well, fine, let's bring luggage. I was like, at the point where we're bringing one bag, I might as well bring a second bag that's just full of costumes and stupid suits. So I had the Beetlejuice suit, the pumpkin suit. I was like, I've got room for this Bob Ross thing. I wonder if any of the Hermits would think that was funny during, Guess the Build. And I was like, let's see, going through the names, Grian Ross, Skiz Ross, Cub Ross. Cub Ross is the best. I'm going to ask Cub.
Cub Ross. Yeah, that was great. The costume was fantastic.
I had my mom was actually watching the stream at that point.
Oh, let's go, Cub Mom.
Nice. So she would look at the stream, and then she was like, "Is that my son?" Apparently,
he's got that Pacific Northwest.
That was me.
That's cool.
She didn't. I don't even think she recognized me, man. That's crazy. Really good disguise. So thanks, Joe, for bringing that. Yeah, and Joe was able to give me the lab coat and the mustache and the hair and stuff.
Yeah, that worked out really well.
So the other day, we went to Etho's base and we flapped all his bits. Do you remember?
Dude, I love flapping.
So
we need to do more of that with wind charges.
We need to flap Etho's birds, maybe.
I'm still curious where. I gotta go to Etho's base. I gotta find out what the secret base is. I apparently have at his base.
That's true.
Get some wind charges. See if you can flap a bird.
I got them. Here's some wind charges. Grab some windies.
Grab some. Got some. Here we go.
Oh, the render distance.
Oh, some of them are popping.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got some. Some.
Fire for you.
We're the best friends ever.
Oh, they love us, don't they, Tango?
Boop, boop. We're merely animating his birds in flight.
You know, we should check in on Etho's base and see how much. Oh my God, did I do this too? Oh shoot.
What?
Fixed. Okay, fixed.
Whole base.
Grass is
just
growing
being
back too,
wrecked.
Scar.
You know what? I think it looks kind of cool because it looks like some of the birds are flying in a different direction.
Yes, that's
But
what
he
flocks
is- he is-
famously do. Flocks fly apart.
You know, sometimes there's a rebel in the group that flies at its own beat of the drum.
Yeah.
Chat, don't tell that. Don't say anything to B-dubs. Joe's still firing.
I'm trying to see if I can flip some of them back.
Etho!
Etho.
I hear him.
Scar.
Etho, we're doing a little tour around the server. Hello.
Okay.
I
Put
see
the wind
it.
charges away, Scar.
Oh, my.
Put the
Oh, dear.
wind charges away right now.
Etho,
I
what
logged
was
on the other day. He flipped every single trap door in my base. Every one.
Wow.
I mean, it was a
For
team
no
effort.
reason. For no reason. Like, there was no satisfaction gained. I wasn't around when he did it. He just did it to cause
There's
trouble.
satisfaction. There's it's very satisfying, right, Tango?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I was not part of that
My.
horrible event.
Oh my.
Did you guys reveal, like, your hiding spots yet? Like,
I'm
where-
going to in my next episode. I have such a good pearl spot.
Where is this secret cub base you were talking about?
Yeah, where is this?
Yeah, let's see
intrigued.
that.
Follow,
Is this
follow,
the
follow.
cup? Okay.
My bed. I did not have a bed. I had a respawn anchor in the mail network. So Cubby, I think you
guys are
made a
quick-
couple
quick
misleading
time.
ones here as well.
What?
Me?
I think.
Why do you
so.
think it's Cub?
I don't think I did this.
Wait, is this the secret base?
Over here.
Oh, this is 100% Cub.
This is so Cub, right?
Yeah.
This
Wow.
is so Cub.
This is more cub than anything did cub.
I've
Busted.
never seen this place in my life.
Right.
I like this.
Oh,
This is nice.
sure.
I legitimately have never seen this before.
It's even
This
got
is
a
really
bat
nice,
in it.
actually.
This is like your bat cave.
Can you name bats to keep them forever?
It's kind of nice though. I'll take credit for it though. I don't know who did. This is not me though.
Cub
Wait, I'm
doesn't
getting
really
chat-
lie, so maybe it wasn't Cub.
Chat is saying this is Joel's base.
Really?
Could be. There's honeycomb around here. Is
He
all-
does like honey.
Oh, honey,
Oh,
on the
that's a
walls.
bit of a
yeah.
giveaway. Yeah.
But
Why
why?
would Joel have a base here though? Like I know
that's
Cub did like
strange.
hidden bases around the
Yeah,
server.
I had a hidden Cub base at my base. I just dropped it on his base
Yeah,
a while back.
they did.
It would be appropriate for Joel to make a secret base in his little fanboy lair too. Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. It's not mine though. Yeah.
All right.
Is there more stuff
surprised.
behind the walls?
I thought for sure that was yours, Cub.
Wait, I found more stuff. Oh, never mind.
It's a cave.
Oh.
Thanks for hanging out, Scar. This was fun.
Yeah, this is fun. Thank you guys.
See you, Scar.
Bye.
Bye. Make sure you clean your keyboards and mouses for me.
And we'll clean
I
Etho's
can
extra.
provide. You always know that I have hand sanitizer, alcohol wipes, and Clorox wipes on me at all times.
That's true. That's true.
Bye, Etho.
Jerk.
How do we actually leave? I should have paid more attention.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, cool. Well, it's time to head back to work on our welcome center. So I guess we're just gonna, casually fly over Impulse's base and Joel's base while admiring Doc's base in the distance there. Just chill HermitCraft 10 things. As fun as it is to admire everyone else's work, I need to go do some admirable work myself. So we are about to descend, my friends, toward the Hermit Holmdel Welcome Center site. I've done quite a bit of terraforming on stream recently. I've actually started reading the novel Frankenstein by Mary Shelley while I do it, which is a really good novel. I actually recommend it. You might think, I don't know if I want to read one of the stories that's, kind of the birth of modern science fiction and modern horror, Joe. How does that relevant to my interests? You should just do it anyway. It's pretty good. And if you want some company while you do it, I've got a whole playlist where I'm putting VODs of me reading it as we do stuff like clear all of this out. This rectangle here is going to be the footprint for where the Welcome Center is, But there's also several other outbuildings that are going to stretch into where this forest was. I've begun clearing all that out, and it is now time to begin marking the locations of those smaller sites. So I'm going to get to it. Time skip.
So you've been just making some silos and stuff here.
Yeah, so this is like the service area in the original build. There's a whole bunch of buildings over here. And what I kind of decided to do was make this the Welcome Center area. So there's going to be a huge building in the center of this rectangle here. That's going to be the Welcome Center proper with the main portal. And then I'm building different kind of artistic interpretations of the other buildings to make it visually interesting. It's hard to see at night, but there's actually going to be a path that goes like up and over here.
Yeah.
So you see there's some, or it's hard to see during the day. At night you can tell where like the glow frog light are. You see all the frog lights?
Yep.
Yeah, so this marks where the horse path between Hermit Holmdel and BDubs is going to be.
Okay, so it's going to go all the way to BDubs then.
Yeah, BDubs has actually started building his path out here, and it's, of course, like the most beautiful thing ever. And so it's really raising the bar for, like, I was looking at BDubs' path, and every single time that the path curves a little bit, out of the corner of your eye, there's a little build that BDubs made, just like a few blocks, just like a rock or a stone. But it's like, and so the whole thing is like this experience as you go through the path. And so I'm like trying to figure out like, okay, some of these side buildings I wasn't going to build. I'm like, now I got to build them all at least as like some sort of sculptural interpretation or something. So that way this path doesn't suck as soon as you cross from BDubs' area to my area.
I see.
So this is my part of the path. I was trying to kind of copy BDubs' visual flair. So, like, as you come through here and you emerge, you'll start seeing his pillars, and you'll see his boids, which, of course, is short for birdoids.
Yeah, I saw those.
They're mathematical representations of flocking motion. Pretty interesting stuff from up in Michigan, you know. Makes sense, though. They're really into aerodynamics and autonomics and stuff down there. Oh, yeah. You see what I mean about all these little tiny... Oh, here's a broken wall. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this one looks like it used to be like a house type thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a little ruin. Like, maybe this was, you know, some old shed foundations or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you could come up with some on the other side, too, in there. Yeah.
Yeah. My thing will be a lot less ruined, but I do need to have, like, just little features, and I'm trying to figure out what those are. But this has been a really fun challenge for me, trying to figure out how to like adapt what I'm doing to this sort of visual style.
Can I suggest one thing, Joe? That you can either take this or leave this. You don't have to do this or do if you like it.
Sure.
What if you had a giant footprint, like a Yeti footprint in the snow when you got to your area?
Well, that's interesting.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's actually really interesting. Especially, it'd be more visible in flight than like on a horse path.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was gonna say, would you be interested in building a Yeti footprint? Because part of the goal of the area is to give other people opportunities to build stuff. I could show you like where it would be noticeable, but wouldn't be in the way of anything I have planned.
Okay, I mean we could just do this now. I mean, I'm thinking like maybe like a 8 by 10 block long, 8 block wide, something like that.
Yeah. Let's go find a spot.
Sure. Joe, do you think it would be better if it was like a foot, like a raised foot on a pedestal, or do you think it would be better if it was like a depressed, like indented footprint?
I was imagining when you pitched it an indented footprint, because when you say a Yeti footprint, I think of like a depression in the snow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Yep.
And so, yeah, I was thinking like, well, close to the path, a lot of people will be flying over using the path for navigation. So they could look down and see it. Was let's
build it.
Yeah. Maybe it's packed ice underneath. I don't know. Because would it be visually noticeable enough just if it was snow 1 meter lower than the other snow?
I think packed ice underneath, yeah.
Yeah, to give it that contrast color-wise.
Yeah, so I think maybe like if I dug out here, and then we could make it this is like the heel of the giant, right?
Yeah, and I'm imagining the footprint should be going in the direction toward Hermit Holmdel.
Okay, so like I'm thinking of making like the toes out this way.
Yeah, were you going to do it on a diagonal, or were you going to do it like...
I was planning to do it like on the cardinal direction. We could do it diagonal though, if you wanted to.
I mean, in some ways, organic shapes like that, I think, read kind of better on the diagonal.
Okay.
Because,
yeah, let's
if this was like a robot footprint, I'd be like, yeah, cardinal makes more sense, but...
Let's try it. Let's
So let's see. So you've got, when you think about the parts of the foot, you got the heel, and then you got the ball, and then you got the toes.
This is going to be harder than I thought, because it's going to be... At an angle like this, kind of going to be challenging.
Yeah, so I think that there should be like some arching.
Like this.
Yeah.
Make it a little bit bigger than initially planned. So this is the footprint here.
If that's like the heel, or were you thinking the whole print would be depressed, or there'd be an arch?
We could have either one, really.
Okay.
I think probably the whole thing.
It might read better, yeah, with the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure. I feel like part of, like, a natural footprint would get a little bit narrower in right there, and then would extend out further right here, maybe. Does that feel a little bit more natural? I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is right. Yeah, you have a big base here, right? So we have it a little bit wider. Then it kind of narrows, and I like what you've done here with like the little curve in the foot.
And I feel like it should expand back out for the ball a little bit more, though, that we have it.
Snow layers might help since you can make some of it less steep than others. That's true.
Yeah, and that would definitely contribute to making it more man-made feeling, since you wouldn't necessarily get those snow layers accumulating like that in nature.
So like maybe by the toes, maybe we could have these be snow layers instead of snow.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Between the... Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, that was what we were missing. Yeah, and then the same thing kind of going into the big toe there.
Yep. Yeah, feel free to put down a couple there. I think that helps. You could also do like the side bit.
Yeah.
Kind of snow half slabs a little bit, but I think this definitely helped that a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this is only 4, but a lot of cartoon characters only have 4 fingers anyway for drawing simplicity purposes. I mean, if this is...
It's a Yeti, right? It's a fictional character.
Yeah, it's a fictional character, so it doesn't need to be perfect in that way. Yeah, there should be some changes in the height as it goes. I'm not like a forensic footprint person, but like I know from reading like detective stories, there is a bunch of stuff about how the weight is distributed, and like if we were experts, we could do better, but we're not. We're artists, so we're just gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, maybe like in the bottom part of this, like it goes down to like 5 or so.
I mean, I was gonna have it come down to like 2 for some of these.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So have it like kind of like at
Does it
the
make
arch.
sense to be?
At the arch,
Yeah,
it would be higher, and then it kind of goes down again toward the ball.
Okay, let's do that.
I mean, I'm just experimenting here. Yeah. Oh, we definitely want to have that one be a much lower one. It looks like a weird monster foot. That's about what we were going for, right? You know, so nailed it.
Yeah, it's very subtle too.
Yeah, and that's okay though, because like, you know, not everything we do has to be like, wah.
I want to see if I can get up here. I wonder if you can see it from up here, maybe.
So
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see it from here.
Yeah, if somebody's just going down the
there.
road on a horse, they're not going to necessarily notice it. But if they're flying over,
Yep.
it definitely is. It's definitely something, and it's definitely man-made.
Yeah. I like it, Joe. I like it.
I'm so glad. This is really fun. Just that's kind of what this whole area is for. Is just like, oh, let's just try something silly and different, and it'll work because that's what this area is for. You know, we don't have to nail it on the first time. We don't have to stress about it. It's just something to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll mark this as a little, like, snowman, etc. building area. You know?
Yeah, it would work.
People who want to do stuff, like, generally kind of snow-related can have little things that'll be visible as people approach from B-dubs.
Sure. Yeah. And I think if you have the path going by this, you could maybe even put like a little like historic lookout point. Yeti footprint, unconfirmed, or something like that, you know?
Yeah. That's smart. Yeah, I could put a sign on the path like Yeti footprint ahead 20 meters.
Yeah,
or something.
Perfect. There you go.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Cub, for stopping by. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, this was great. I'm glad we got to do this little little mini build here. So,
yeah, more mini builds.
Yeah, cheers for this.
Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Joe, I'll head out, but see you soon.
See you, Cub. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It was fun hanging out with Cub Fan, but I swung back through here and continued to work. This is starting to come together. But B-dubs, boy, he knows how to jerk us out of our peaceful reveries. He was just like, hey guys, anything sacred in the Nether Hub, I'm going to start destroying it all. So I need to go to the Nether Hub right now and retrieve at least one horse, possibly two. So we are flying back through there. Look at this. He's like, anything you want, better grab it. So let's go. I left one of my horses during the Exile storyline tied up right here. So we are going to ride off into the sunset. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. This is actually looking pretty cool, though. B-dubs is doing an amazing job with this. Oh, howdy, Cub. Or Scar.
Hey, Joe.
And Scar. Scar cannot hear us, apparently. But yeah, I was just grabbing my horses out of the Nether before B-dubs turns them into whatever glue he's going to bond all this together with.
I see.
Yeah.
It's interesting he decided to go down here. I thought he was going to go over and up, like a hilly thing. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Hey, nerds.
Hey, Scar. You looking for anything sacred in the Nether?
Looking for something to blow up. I do like what B-dubs has got going on here. It's nice. I like it.
How is this actually mob-proof, though? Like, can gas just spawn on this?
Yeah, he chose everything that has a carpet.
Oh, this is carpet.
Yeah, B-dubs is a bit of a genius.
Yeah, because I'm riding the horse. I couldn't feel it between my toesies.
sure, that Bigfoot
Joe.
foot we made was pretty good today, I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm excited to, like, start doing more weird stuff around Hermit Holmdel. Scar, if you ever have any weird sculptural
that was
ideas
cool.
when you're bored, you know,
Chat loved it. With the little feet.
maybe make something and then break it. You can do that. Could be your art. You could be like, I call this sculpture exploded dignity, and so you create something that represents dignity, and then you
didn't
blow
know
up
this.
half of it.
Oh. Good idea. Sorry, I haven't got a lot of sleep.
That's okay.
Yeah. I think it's something. Yeah, I'll hit you up with an idea. Because I saw the Bigfoot. Saw that over there.
Well, it's
That's
the
funny.
safest place on the server to make something and then blow up half of it. So, you know, just something to
True.
consider. Percussive architecture, I think we could call it.
There's a minecart. Where's this minecart lying? Sure. Oh, Hermit Holmdel. There you go.
Yeah. That's I've been clearing out all the little stuff at this train station because B-dubs is gonna be, you know, knocking this out.
So what you working on, Joe?
Oh, I'm actually working on connecting B-dubs' base area with my base area. Scar, do you and Cub want to consult on block palette stuff?
Like what kind of block palette?
I think spruce is one of them, and then I'm working backwards from there. Do you want to come see where I'm at?
I'm gonna push Cub. I'm pushing Cub. We'll be there in about 3 hours.
Let's go.
It kind of matters where you place it, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot, like...
Oh.
If you hit him while he's still up in the air, can you, like, double tap it? No, I
Ooh,
guess
now
not.
we're moving.
Okay.
Can you hit him from underneath? Oh, we could, like, volleyball him.
We could.
This is Corrales' volleyball game he wanted with the armor stance, except instead we put Cub in a minecart.
Hammer fist.
Hammer fist. Woo. Yeah, that's
a
pretty
good
fun,
one.
actually.
I gotta get a building in. And I was thinking, well, I chopped down a bunch of spruce trees to make this, so that's a local material. There's a bunch of stone in the ground I ripped out. Spruce and stone is where I'm starting. Where can I go from
Okay.
that? What do you think?
Spruce and stone, make it mid-century.
Yeah, mid-century is kind of what it... I was kind of thinking maybe a lodge type vibe.
Okay.
Because
okay.
it's, you know, kind of in the forested outskirts leading toward the more modern buildings.
Forest Moon of Endor? Oh, never mind.
You know, I was thinking just the other day, and I was so mad you weren't online. I was like, why isn't there a show called Endor? And it's just about the Ewoks kidnapping people to roast, and then, like, you know, maybe it's like a cooking show where like, you like the Great Ewok Bake Off, where they're like, you know, different types of spits, and they're trying different types of aliens, and, you know, obviously all
Sometimes people
spent-
forget those things, those Ewoks. Man, they straight up eating people over there.
Yeah, give me a show about Ewoks eating people. That's what I want to see.
You know, they look cute and fluffy, but dudes wreck the Empire and straight up just eat whoever they see. Wild dudes, you know?
Oh, yeah. So, any thoughts on mid-century? I was thinking like maybe an Alps vibe, which isn't necessarily mid-century, but like there's some Frank Lloyd Wright stuff that kind of has a little feel to it. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I just need to get something
Did you say who did you say?
Frank Lloyd Wright was mid-century,
Oh,
but I was thinking like
to an extent.
building a big lodge. The thing is, his stuff doesn't scale up. The houses are like intended to be at that scale. You can't just take his ideas and scale them up. So I don't know.
Okay, so this is a welcome center, you said, right?
Yeah, and it's got like 3 main areas for maps. There's going to be 3 large maps on display. A map of attractions, like Cub Fans Labyrinth would be an attraction. A map of unclaimed areas. So if you wanted to claim an area to build your concept and invite other people, here's the plots that you can grab. And then a map of claimed areas that is like, hey, Asuma claimed this area for pixel art, but anyone can come build there. So I need like 3 map rooms and a welcome area with a portal. I was thinking maybe something with a deck overlooking the main building. So that would be over on this side. I don't know how far your view distance is, but like that'd be like a deck facing out this way.
Yeah, I stand by that like mid-century national park welcome center that they have at like Yosemite or so on, as my grandpa would say, so on and so forth. Well, do you want it to be like an Awani style, or do you want it to be that 60s, 70s, mid-century style that they built like in all the parks of that era when they were building out a lot of the infrastructure?
So I've been to places that had different each of them. In some ways I feel like the spruce might be better with the Awani style, but integrating with the main like modern look of like Doc's Flood fishbowl thing and the big
I'm trying
glass
to pull
building.
up a reference. Like Yosemite, especially, a lot of their infrastructure was built in the 70s, a little bit of the 60s and 70s, and so it had that little bit of a like mid-century modern flair to it. So kind of low buildings, big windows.
Yeah.
They were built with a darker color palette. And would be kind of funny is like if you did the classic national park like sign too, be kind of neat.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, use the like router
Because they have that
letters.
iconic that iconic imagery that's at all the parks. Colors, the shape of the sign, stuff like that. You could easily do that in Minecraft.
Yeah, and I do want this to be a community area, and I've been trying to figure out ways to communicate that. Like, people kind of call this my base, but this is intended to be bigger than that, you know? And so, yeah, using some of that national parks iconography, like welcome to Hermit Holmdel or now entering Hermit Holmdel, especially on the path from BDubs, that might come together really well.
What about the palette? So we got spruce, we got
That's the beautiful part.
Stone.
The dark wood,
Those
the spruce
images
works.
are literally cobble and spruce.
Yeah.
Okay, cobble.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got cobble, we've got spruce. So there's some like lighter wood in there. I don't know if that's supposed to be cedar or pine, but we could mix some lighter
You can
woods.
use oak for that.
Yeah, oak
Lighter
for
woods.
that.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
What?
Cub made a joke. It's funny. Just a little ha-ha.
Uh-oh. I thought the Poe was gone.
Poe lives in our hearts forever. Yeah, I if I had a good pair of legs, Joe, and I had a bunch of money, man, I would be out there stacking stone and making a cabin like that bottom one.
No,
That'd be
yeah,
so
that's pretty
fun.
cool. Yeah, I think
They did it so well too because they did the bigger stones at the bottom, and as it goes up, they get smaller. And like in modern building, when like the stones are fake now, and
Yeah,
they're
they're all
like
the
putting
same
on
size.
houses, they do it so poorly. Like that's not how they're supposed to go.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way to emulate that, having like differently sized cobble as you get higher up in Minecraft. Like, but maybe combining
it's hard.
cobble with another
I've
block.
tried to make a lot of lodges in Minecraft, especially in my early days. It's difficult to get that effect of having the bigger stones down at the bottom and the smaller ones as you go up, because it creates like a really good perspective for the building. The best I could ever figure was using a bit of like andesite and then transitioning into cobble. Well, let me rephrase
Dead
that.
coral
Polished
might
andesite,
work, maybe.
cobblestone to andesite was one way I figured of doing it. But
Oh,
that was a long
andesite.
time ago.
Andesite's a good call. We stack it. Stack
Yeah,
it.
I was thinking dead coral. I could go collect
Dead coral,
some
stack it.
coral.
Yep.
Okay.
One more, Joe.
Yeah,
Lighting.
so-
What do we think for lighting? Torches?
Oh boy.
Oh, no, lanterns.
No, lanterns. Oh my
Lanterns.
god.
Lantern, stack it. We did it. GG.
That's a block palette.
Let's go.
That's it.
Well, Scar, come.
Well, that'll be exciting to get this area done.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like, I just really want to open it up to people to start building stuff. If you want to claim a plot or something for, your explosive thing or anything else, hit me up even before the grand opening, because I feel like the more kind of pioneers and example stuff we have, the easier it is for other people to latch onto it. People are so visual here,
Joe,
It's very
what
true.
if I wanted to build an abominable snowman looming over the mountain?
Like, from that side of the mountain looming this way?
Really
Yeah, what
like
would
it.
you say to that?
I would say
Really like it.
absolutely. Is it the one from Ski Free?
Yeah, something like that.
If it's
Yeah.
the one from Ski Free, then definitely. I love Ski Free. Yeah, the only caution I had about doing it on this side of the mountain is
More of
there's
a
some
Henry
buildings I need to
Henderson
put
guy.
in still. But yeah, if it's
Oh,
looming
okay.
from the
I'll
other
wait-
side,
I'll wait.
no. If
I'll
it's
wait.
if it's looming from the other side, it's fine. Because the buildings I'm
Okay.
putting in are like 1/5 the height of that. Like you could have its arms sweeping down and it wouldn't interfere with anything I was building.
Gotcha.
So yeah, go nuts on that, man. That sounds awesome.
I've been really thinking about the Yeti and the abominable snowman a lot recently. You might have
Yeah.
noticed.
Really?
Is that because
Oh
you
my
visited
God.
the Pacific Northwest?
I think so. I think I was like,
Did
I
you,
was
get, did
thinking
you
like,
see a sighting? Oh my
no,
God.
no, I didn't see a sighting. I was disappointed. I was looking for him in the woods.
Okay, yeah, you got to keep a
Fantastic.
weather eye open.
Yeah. Let's go visit Etho.
Okay,
Yeah, I
you
gotta
guys,
get some quotes. From
yeah, you
there.
guys have fun with Etho.
No,
I actually,
no,
Joe,
Joe,
you gotta come.
no, I gotta call it a
no,
night.
Joe.
No. I have been streaming for like
No.
8 hours today.
No,
I gotta.
it's okay.
It's
It's
a
Napoleon
school
Diamond
day.
Show.
You guys have fun. Good night, guys.
No, they canceled school.
Bye. They didn't cancel school. Well, the Poe certainly left their mark on my building plans and also literally wrote their name down there. That's fine. That's fine. We have got a bunch of coral we need to collect. And it's one of those things where it's like, where on the server can I find coral? I don't know. Oh, wait. With Voxy mod, I can see there's actually a whole coral reef over there by that bridge. Now, the thing about that bridge is, that's a beautiful celebration of the entire server. So maybe I don't want to go over there and just remove absolutely all of the coral near it. Maybe I should look for a different coral reef. Oh, but that's going to take forever. Oh, wait. What if I go over here and start looking for a warm water ocean? Oh, there's one. I can even tell that there's sea pickles lighting up the coral in the dark. We don't have to make this complicated, people. We don't have to go type the seed for the server into some sort of thing. We just needed to fly around earlier so that now we can fly directly to something. It's that easy. Flying to the coral reef all the way out there. It won't be in anyone's way. Nobody will care. Gather coral to build a lodge, a welcome thing with a hodgepodge of maps and a portal too. La 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 la. La 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 la. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. It does still take a while to fly over there. It's deceptive. You're used to in Minecraft thinking like, wow, anything I can see, I'm basically there. But in this case, anything you can see is the entire server. Bye, the entire server. We're going this way. Hey, Coral! Coral! Until next time, Coral, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.